Very good evening and a warm welcome to one and all to the Buddhist Mahavyara's Dhammadana series. Today's Facebook live page. And to this evening, we have arranged for you a very interesting subject to discuss upon and ask the Bante. And we have a Bante from Sri Lanka who will be talking on Buddhism and politics. And I think this subject is quite proper at this point in time, both here in Malaysia as in many parts of the world where we are having some political turmoil, as well as during the COVID situation. There's a lot of political upheavals that are taking place in the world. And so today we have a Bante. His name is Bante B. Sumanaratana Thera from Sri Lanka, who will be talking on the subject of Buddhism and politics. So I would like to now invite this Bante to join us in the studio. This is the profile of Bante Bodhi Malkada Subararatna Thera. Bante is a 42-year-old Sri Lankan Buddhist monk. He has been a Dhamma teacher at the Sri Sumangala Pirivana for more than 15 years. He's also the deputy principal of this Pirivana and
Yeah,
also the chief incumbent of the Sri Mahindaramaya Buddhist
yeah, I can hear.
Temple in Sri Lanka. Bante, I'm introducing you to the audience. He completed his first degree with first class honors at the University of Sri Jayawardenepura and a master's degree from the International Buddhist College in Thailand. Now I would like to invite Bante to start this evening's Dhamma sharing entitled Buddhism and Politics. Bante, would you please?
Yeah, we pay homage to the Buddha first. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Good evening, my dear Dhamma friends. This nice evening, we have a great opportunity to share in our Dhamma knowledge to benefit for all of us. First of all, I would like to thank Venerable Pusale Vinitha and Mr. Leslie, who invited me and introduced me in this Dhamma talk program. So today our selected topic is very interesting topic, and also it is a little bit uh, difficult topic, the politics and Buddhism, or we can say the relationship between Buddhism and politics. This topic basically belong to social philosophical ideas in Buddhism. The Buddhism has there are many various sections. In the one among them is politics is belong to social philosophical background. So now the political or politics is very familiar factor to all of us in the world. It is belong to our day-to-day life. It has influence of it has so many influence in our life. It is basic element of our organization of society. So this knowledge, as I hope this knowledge will be helpful to develop our understanding about the political background in the world according to Buddhist viewpoint, and also to we can use some this knowledge in our day-to-day life. As example, we have so many organizations. We have as a family, as a village, or any other group. Everywhere we have to use some political knowledge. Therefore, as I think this knowledge will be helpful to our day-to-day life to uh, live easily. Okay, now our first idea that topic I would like to remind again: Buddhism and politics, or relationships between political and politics and Buddhism. I like to interpret first what is politics. There are so many interpretations we can find, scholars interpretations, and even some religious have the interpretations about the politics. Whatever, according to my understand, I would like to make an interpretation of politics in my own way. It may be the simple interpretation of politics. So, what is politics? It can say the politic is a matter of power. It's simple interpretation. There are many interpretations we can find in many books or somewhere. However, I would like to give some very simple interpretation. Politics is the matter of power. However, in Buddhist content, I would like to define the politics as a key element of social management. Repeat again. In Buddhist content, I would like to define the politics as a key element of social management because it is something about the governance of human society. It is something about the management of human society. The management is very basic part of human society because as we know the society is the people we have the society has different kind of persons. The Buddha, as it is Buddha said that Nanatta Kaya Nanatta Sanyi, very different persons, different viewpoints. Um, so therefore, the human society need some organization. The human society needs need organized the society according to rule and regulations and power and authority. The knowledge of politics is very useful because it can guide us to manage those different social factors in our day-to-day life, such as family, society, village, organization, state, or the whole world. As a social being, the people need some management system. When it is going to manage, there will be next element, will be important factors that power and authority. However, it is clear that people need guides and guidance to manage their social and personal needs. We have so many needs, it has to be guided as a society. Without guidance, we cannot understand what kind of world will be appear in front of us. As it is, Buddha said that even as we know the buffalo or cow also have a leader. They also have the guides, the group. The Buddha said, Ujung Gachanti Pungo. If we go, if we see, go to the jungle or somewhere to see, sometimes we can see the cow or animal, the group of animal go following their own leaders. The leadership, the governor is important fact as a group. Therefore, the leadership, power, and authority are very important part of politics. Now we are able to understand something that what is the politics mean. I would like to repeat again. Our topic is politics and Buddhism. Then we can interpret the politics as the the system of management of human society, and any group of beings must have the some kind of organization. Therefore, the politics is the common part of beings. According to Buddhism, now I would like to go another topic, politics and Buddhism. Uh, it is very clear Buddhism is the Dhamma or cessation of the dukkha, or we can say that the main point of Buddhism is main purpose of Buddhism is enlightenment, cessation of dukkha or nibbana. However, Buddhism did not give up the social factors which belong to the ordinary life. That means the Buddhism has guide us in both way. The ordinary life also we have to develop. Also, we can develop according to the Buddhist guidance. Buddha guided to ordinary society to make it very nicely. Then we have to investigate the relationship between Buddhism and politics. Because sometimes someone think the Buddha mentioned about the suffer and cessation of suffering. Uh, it is the main thing. We are hearing sometimes a noble path, uh, depend originations, and some most of the teachings belong to end of the suffering. Therefore, we have to understand it is another way that day-to-day life also can develop according to the Buddhist teaching. However, it is clear that the main goal of Buddhism is to attain Nibbana or cessation of dukkha. Buddha has guidance, as we said before, Buddha has guidance, ordinary life, as a society member or society. The peoples are, as we know, the humans are the member of society, the social being. As a person or a member of society, Buddha has guided us to live what kind of relationship we have to continue in our life. So therefore we can use the Buddhism to make very uh, nice social relationships by using Buddha's teaching. However, there is much guidance in Buddhism to make good ordinary life as a society or a member of society, economically as well as politically, and some parts of social philosophy. Even the Buddha had a good political background. He was, even the Buddha also have the good political background. He was born as a prince of royal family. As you know, his father is King Suddhodana. Also, he learned the traditional principles of governance as a prince. The king Bimbisara of Magadha was a good supporter of him. Also, the king Bimbisara supported the Buddha's missionary programs. He made the Veluvanarama, the monastery. In addition, he had good relationship. That Buddha had good relationship with many kings. As you know, the Pasenadi, Prasenjit Kosala, the king of the Kosala. Also, the another thing, Buddha naming as the king of the Dhamma. Buddha himself sometimes used the term to mention himself. He is a king of the Dhamma, Dhamma Raja in Pali term. Also, Buddha organized his Sangha society accordingly with his experiences. That means he had the much experiences as prince. Then he used those experiences. We can see when we learn about the traditional Vinaya Pitaka of the Vinaya rules of the Sangha, then we can understand it has the well organized. That's how the Buddha has that big knowledge about the governor, or the political knowledge, how to organize well. Accordingly, with his experience, he did it. Therefore, the social principle who was presented by the Buddha is very useful for good governance. That is important fact. The Buddha has good experience as a prince when he before he become a Buddha. He has a good knowledge. He studied about the governors. Then he made the new organization as a Buddhist Sangha. He himself given the name as a Dhammaraja. Those of things, according to those of things, we can understand the Buddhism has the good governance guidance. That means the Buddhism and political has good relationships. As I think it is better to take Buddhist teaching about politics as philosophical. The teaching may be the different stages, but according to my understand, the Buddhist teaching of political we can understand as a philosophical uh, viewpoints. It's better to take Buddhist teaching about politics as philosophical. Now we can discuss some of them. Now we already discussed about what is politics and then the relationships between Buddhism and politics. Then I would like to discuss about the Buddhist viewpoint of origination of politics, government, politics or government. There are many viewpoints we can find about the how the king was arise, how was the politics was arise. Sometimes some religious has their own interpretations. As example, the Hinduism, the Brahmanism believed that the king was, according to Brahmanism, the traditional religion of the time of the Buddha in ancient India, has mentioned in that power and authority given by the Mahabrahma. The Mahabrahma means the supernatural God. Therefore, the kingship or the power or authority came from the gods, given by the gods. Therefore, the king must be protect the agreement with God, but not human. The king must be protect the agreement with God, but not the people. It is a very important thing. According to Brahmanism, they introduced, there was the 4 clans called Chattaro Varna, called Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Those are the 4 clans at the Buddha's time, the present time of the Buddha, 6th century BC in India. The Brahmins interpreted that social frame as a creation of the major god Brahma. In Rigveda it has mentioned Brahmanosya Mukamasit Bahu Rajanyankruta Guru Tadasyad Vaishya Padbhyam Shudro Ajayat. They said that Mahabrahma has created the world and human society. Therefore, the king also the result of the creation of the god. So now we have to turn into the Buddhist view of origination of politics. Buddha have rejected those ideas of the Brahmins, including that politics, the Buddha and gave a new interpretation of the creation of those clans. According to that Buddhist interpretation, interpretations based on depend co-arising, that means Paticca Samuppada, and Buddhist evolution aspect. It is not the created by the God. That means it is very important idea. That means the power or authority not given by the God, but given by the people. Not created by the God, but created by the people. That is the Buddhist idea. It is very important idea. It has mentioned in Digha Nikaya, Aggañña Sutta, the based on co-arising, that means dependent arising, that means Paticca Samuppada, how the society will be continually evolutionally developed. If you like, you can refer the Aggañña Sutta in Digha Nikaya. It has mentioned very nicely how was that in Pali term we said Raja. The term Raja was arise. If we read that, we can have a piece of knowledge according to that sutta. Now I would like to say something following that sutta. It has said in the sutta, after the people began to divide lands and then each other's cluster or rise, they fight, and they became preoccupied in tending their own field. As the evil and greedy were arose. The Aggañña Sutta mentioned the important fact. Before the people provide the foods from field, the food as a rice as a food, there was no the personal lands. Then some evil, the evil and greedy were arose. After the evil and greedy were arose, the people will separated the lands. After the evil and greedy were arose, people were separated the lands. Then after separated the land, some person protect their own property and go to another field. They are began to steal in others' crops. They are began to stealing others' crops. I will repeat again. The firstly, all people, how do the Raja was arise? We are discussing about how did Raja was arise? How did state was arise? How did politics was arise? At the beginning, the human did not have separated lands. They provide foods in commonly. What person need, he can go and take the foods and he can use. By the way, when the greedy was arose, and then the peoples were separated the lands as private lands. After that, the stealing wars arise. At first, the people gathered and caught the stealing person and punished him. The others only want to and make the punish, and then he was promised that I would never repeat again. I would never repeat it again. After the caught the stealing person, and then the thief has promised he will never repeat did that kind of thing. That means did not stealing, will not stealing. However, when it was repeated, however, he promised first, but it was repeated several times. The people began to punish him. First a stone and then sticks they use and punish the thieves. We can say, according to that sutta, this is the first time of the punishment was arise. Then people began to think that they were too busy because they have to protect now the people are so busy, they have to protect their own field because thieves are there. It is very difficult thing. Therefore, they wanted to find some solution to this problem. Therefore, one day the people are gathered one place and they appointed someone who was rectify what is right and what is wrong, give warnings to those who need it, give punishment to those who deserve it, and in return they will give a selected person. They will they appointed a person and give the authority to do what kind of authority to punishment uh, and to rectify what is right and what is wrong, and give warning to those who need it, give punishment to those who deserve it, and return. They will give him a share of their rice too. This is how according to Buddhism, this is how the politics was arise. The Raja was arise. The state management was arise. It is very important because it is not given by the God, but it is the agreement of society. The power and authority, according to Buddhism, the power and authority given by the people, the king or kingdom or state, made by the people themselves. And the rules and regulations also arise because of the people's influence. So they went to the most likable and most intelligent person. They find most intelligent person and appointed him to do judging during the passing out sentence on the reward of a share of rice. The appointed person thus agreed. Now they already appointed a person and give the power and authority to him. Then he agreed. He agreed to the people to do what they wish. That means the politician must be agreed to do what the people were wish. It is the agreement of politician and candidate, politician and people. So this after that agreement, according to Aganya Sutta, he was appointed with the human. The whole of peoples are gathered and appointed. Therefore, it has says he was named as Maha Sammata. Mahajana Sammatotiko Vasetta Mahajana Sammatoteva Patamang Akharang Upanibhat, and the Aganya Sutta has said the all of being has selected that person, therefore he has said Maha Sammat. Sammata means exception. The Sammata means the people's choice. The king is people's choice, not the God choice. Then this word also the second title, Khattiya. First of all, he named as Mahasamata, then name become changed Khattiya. That means the Lord of the rice field. And finally, most popular word become, as you know, the Raja or Raja, which means who gladdens people with Dhamma. Dhammena pare ranjati iti Raja. According to the interpretation of Digha Nikaya Aganya Sutta, Raja means who gladdens people with Dhamma. He is the Raja. This order was created by the people, wish and need based on the Dhamma and not from others. The Buddha state again, the Dhamma is indeed the best of all things. Now we have the next important idea. According to Buddhist philosophical way, according to the viewpoint of politics in Buddhism, the Dhamma is the special fact of the politics. It is the valuable thing, valuable part. The Buddha stated again that Dhamma is indeed the best of all things. The politician must be understand that Dhamma is indeed the best of all things. In here, Dhamma means the justice. Dhamma means justice. The politician must be do their works according to Dhamma. People have given the power to the king, legislature, executive, and judiciary. As you know, the state have the when we discuss about the politics, we are discussing about the three elements that's called legislature, executive, and judiciary. The both of the all of that those factors, people were given to the king. They appointed him. According to Aganya Sutta, we can summarize like that. Why the people appointed person to govern the state? In modern day also we can add this knowledge. We can use these ideas according to day-to-day political background in our various country in the world, why the people appointed a person as a politician or the member of parliament or any kind of members, why the people give the power to them. According to Aganya Sutta, they appointed him to rectify what is right and what is wrong. It is one thing. Appointed according to the mainly the beginningly, they appointed him to rectify what is right and what is wrong. And they appointed him to give warnings to those who need it. Thirdly, they appointed him to give punishment to those who deserve it. Fourthly, they appointed him to excommunications. That is how the government started. That is how the government was started. It is clear that power made by the people. It is the main point of our chapter. Power made by the people, not by the God. It was an agreement between people and politicians. The people must pay taxes to the government. It also has to see in the Aganya Sutta, the politician has some responsibility to do as their works. Even the people also have responsibility to do for government. The kingdom or king or government should protect the people. The people should do their responsibility as a human or people, the member of the country. It is not only for country. We can add that knowledge as an organization, as a family, as a villager, everywhere. We have our own responsibility to do. Sometimes we are looking for only for the politicians. We are criticizing only for the government. But according to Buddhism, the government must do their works, and on the other hand, the people must do their own responsibility, must protect their own responsibilities. The main agreement of king and people is, the government and people is, according to Aganya Sutta, main agreement is government must protect the lives and properties of the people. Government must protect lives and properties of the people. It is responsibility of government, the main responsibility. And gladdens people with Dhamma. It is very important. Gladdens people with Dhamma. The government should do something. Government make the happiness for the people of the country within Dhamma, or we can say truth. Today we can hear so many different situation. We can see in the bad situation of about that. Sometimes the government or the politician did not do their works according with the Dhamma. They are not do the Dhamma means we said like that before. We said the truth. They are not doing something according to what they said. This order was created by the people, as we said before. This agreement is the present day also. We can see these kind of agreements. Therefore, we can understand how modern is the Buddhist ideas. Buddha was lived in 2000 years before, but his idea was alive in today also. We said the democracy, the social agreement theory. Thomas Hobbes and some of the scholars also given the same theories uh, about rising of the state. This order was based on Dhamma, is not from others. The Buddha started again the Dhamma, indeed the best of all things. This is the basic agreement and duties of the good governors. So even Chakravarti Sihanada Sutta in Digha Nikaya also supported to this concept. The Raja means the king means or government means who ruled the country according to the Dhamma, who protect the all peoples in the country. It is the duty also. Chakravarti Sihanada Sutta also supported this concept. It also has said that the king must be understood. The kinghood is not a dowry of family. The power does not come from family. The power does not come because of the family. It is comes from the people. Therefore, the agreement must be the politician and the people, not be the politician and other part. It must belong to the good behavior of the king or politician. Chakravarti Sihanada Sutta has mentioned that the kingship was the good governance is because of good behavior, not because of bad behavior. That means if the government wish to make the good country, the government must be develop their own behavior according to the Dhamma, according to the truthfully, according to the justice, according to the social acceptance, social agreement. They have to make happy the people in the world, in the states. So I am now we already discussed about the how the politics was arisen and what are the agreement of people and mm, the government. Now I would like to introduce some of the politics, the Buddhist political principles, which we can use when we are uh, when we are talking about the politics. According to our traditional life, we already know about the main fact of our life is five precepts. The government or the people who govern the country must be protect the five precepts because it has said the politician abandoning the taking of life, that means abandoning from the killing others, abstain from taking life, abstain from taking life. In doing so, he gives freedom from danger, freedom from animosity, freedom from oppression to limitless numbers of beings. That means the some person who not killing, he will give the freedom for number unlimited limitless numbers of beings. In giving freedom from danger, freedom from animosity, freedom from oppression to limitless numbers of beings, he gains a share in limitless freedom from danger, freedom from animosity, and freedom from oppression. This is the first gift, the first great gift. We can understand according to following that the first rule, the five precepts, that Panchasila, the government members must be protect the Panchasila. Then they are protect the others' rights. Then they are make the good country, not killing. Even they are abandoning from, abstain from uh, killing, and then the society will be protect the all beings life. If some society uh, accept to abandoning taking what is not given, that means stealing, then the people have the rights, the people have freedom to protect their own properties. In this way we can understand the Panchasila is a very base uh, teaching of Buddhism, which you can use according to the as a political teachings, or when we discuss about the politics and the society and the Buddhism, the Panchasila is main element, must be based on the political views. And next we can find the abstaining from for prejudice. We said Chattaru Agati. Chattaru Agati, as we know, Chanda, Dosa, Baya, and Moha. The king or governor or leader must be abandoning from Chanda. Chanda means the take in one side seal. Take in one side seal. Or another way we can say the Chanda means the desire. Sometimes we can see in our countries, sometimes the politician take the part of according to their desire, not according to the justice, not according to the what should have to do, not according to the Dhamma. They take the part because of desire. Therefore, the king must be remove the desire when he go to take a decision. The dosa also have to the king have to abandon him from hatred mind and fear also, and another one delusion, that means stupidity also. The chanda dosa bhaya and moha must be removed in the good government. If the government take the decision according to their own one side seal or desire, or according to the hated mind, or because of fear or stupidity, that means moha, that decision is not helpful to good governance. The politicians should abandon from those who, although we have many interests in, must be kept under the control of the feeling by ourselves. As a human, the politician also have the many kind of natural feelings, but as a leader, as a governor, as a head of the organization, we must be control our feelings ourselves. It is the Buddhist idea. So then there are these four grounds for the bonds of fellowship. We can discuss about there are another part we said dana, piyavachana, attacharya and samanattata, generosity, kind words, beneficial help, consistency. These are the four grounds for the bonds of fellowship. Those are also can use the Buddhist politic, can use the develop the government and as a for a good governance. It is very important. Dana is the generosity, those kind of generosity, kind words, beneficial help, consistency. Those are very important factors in the society. Buddha admired those things have be practiced the person who live in the society also. Then another thing we can find in the Jataka Pali, they are called 10 Dhamma of Raja, the Raja Dhamma, Dana, Piyavachana, Danang, Silang Parichagang, Ajwang, Majwang, Tapang, Akkodu Avihinsaja, Kanticha, Avirodhata. Dana means charity, Sila means morality, Parichaga means altruism, Avijja, Parichagang, Ajjavang, the honesty, Madhavang, gentleness, Tapang, self-controlling, Akko, the non-anger, Avihinsa, non-violence, Kanti, the patience, Avirodhata, respecting opinion of others, that means not going against to others. Those of factors are called Dasaraja Dhamma, find from the Jataka stories. Those are very important factors to develop the good political background in the world. Any country can use these principles to develop their own government systems. Then we can find the 7 conditions of welfare. It's called Satta Aparihanya Dhamma. Buddha was presented for Vajjins. Those are factors that I would like to say that one by one. As long as the Vajjins meet frequently and hold many meetings, that means gather to, it is normally frequently and hold many meetings. As long as they meet together in unity, rise in unity, and perform their duties in unity. As long as they enact nothing not enacted, abrogate nothing that has already been. So many important factors in there. The Satta Aparihani Dhamma is a very important teaching for develop the all kind of society to protect their equanimity and unity. Another thing that Chakravarti Siyanada Sutta, as we before said, that has mentioned, it also mentioned that the kingship Dhammang eva Nisaya, the king must be rule the country according to the Dhamma. As we said before, the Dhamma means the truth, justice. Therefore, the government should be protect the truth, follow the justice. Dhammang eva nisa, dhammang sakkarantoi. The government must be respect Dhamma. The government must be, the politician must be protect, respect, and offer the Dhamma. It is the main idea of Buddhist politics. Very nice question. As I think, how as a spiritual person seeking enlightenment, how to avoid politics. I think it is very difficult idea. Some person may be doing their works according to their understand. The karma will be following themselves. They will take their own karma. But the politician have their own responsibility to following the Dhamma field. We cannot say we are like or unlike. How Buddhism can play positive role in the world politics today, especially many politicians are only keen in self. Instead, thank you, Bhante. Actually, there is a good opportunity to guidance to politicians. The Buddhism has to guide, but the politician also must be hear the sound of Buddhist. I think if the politician hearing the sound of Buddhist, that means the philosophical ideas, it is very helpful to them also. Actually, if they are not following the good governance, it is not good for themselves. According to the Kamma theory, Kamma Niyama in Buddhism. Otherwise, it is not good for the state. Otherwise, it's not good for the world. Therefore, I think the politician must be hear the sound of Dhamma. Nowadays, we see Buddhist monks entering politics and getting involved in day-to-day politics environment, economy, education, etc. in this allowed in Buddhism. Actually, it is a very interesting question. Traditionally, some country have the traditional responsibility, their own responsibility. Therefore, I don't want to criticize or admire that, because the Buddha was lived in 2000 years before, and then society will change. The cultural responsibility or cultural frame is became change. Therefore, the monk has their own cultural background. It is sometimes it is different from Sri Lanka, from Myanmar, and there are different social background. The people wish to do something. People hope something from monk. However, the question it is not truly accept Buddhism, but it is the part of cultural background. Whatever personally, I do not admire some monks who entering to directly enter to politics, and the some monks who enter into conflict. It is not good for the Buddhist world, Buddhist society. But I am admire the monk advice to the government is good. It is the Buddha also advised sometime to the kings, and culturally, as example, the Sri Lanka has a 2000 years uh, historical background for a monk. The monk can advise the uh, politicians. I agreed that. However, I don't like, I am not admire the monk who join the direct political and take the part of the politics. It is very bad for the sasana. I think that is my idea. I think it is enough. So you can understand how do we treat corrupt and unsupportable teachers. Many a time they are voted into government or parliament by the people. Do we still respect them according to the Buddhism? So serious problem. Actually, we are elected and take and give the power to them. They will go. It will be changed. What can we do? It is my personal idea, because we have some. If we don't respect them, how we will manage our society? It is very big problem according to me. As I think, the human society must have some kind of frame, some kind of organization, probably good or bad, probably we can accept or reject, but uh, every day, my idea, every day we have to try to convert the government to bad to good. Otherwise, if we go to reject, I don't know what kind of reaction will be arise. That mean, according to my understand of your question, basically the people or society need some governance. Then the politician are not protect their agreement with the people. We have to find another way to through democracy. Otherwise, we do nothing, as I think.
Thank you, Bante. I think those are all the questions we received this today for your
Yeah.
Dhamma sharing. Thank you so much for this interesting topic and the subject matter that you had raised, and the ideas that you have expounded this evening. We've come now to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing. Can we now do the Anumodana to the Devas as well as to the dearly departed?
Yeah, we can share this. We did very good merits. We can share our merits to the departed people and also the devas, and the all the people who supported this program. The high priest of the high priest of the Buddhist Mahavihara, and the devotees, all the people who supported this program, including the high priest Nayakatero and other monks. The all of being, we have to now we can share our merits. So all who departed relations, all may happy, and may all who helped and supported, organized, listen, the all being in the world may be Sukhi hotu, may be happy, may them attain Nibbana. I wish all of them may attain Nibbana. Akasatha ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Loka Sasanam. Akasatha ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Desanam. Akasatha ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkantu mang parang idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Abhivadanasilisa nityang vaddhapachayinu cattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbana sampatti niminate samijjatu. May all the being happy and attain Nibbana. Sadhu.
So thank you, Bante. Thank you for spending time with us this evening. So on behalf
Thank
of
you.
the Committee of Management and also the members of the Mahasangha, including our Naika Hamdru, and also to the sponsors of this evening's Dhamma sharing, and to all the listeners who had joined us this evening to listen to this very interesting subject, Buddhism and politics. I noticed there were one or two more questions that came in after Bante had finished. Maybe I'll try to get Bante to answer those questions to you via Facebook later. Just before we end, I would like to just inform you from next week onward, next Friday, we will actually be exploring the 7 factors of enlightenment, the Bojangas. And the first Bojanga on mindfulness, Sati, will be discussed by Bante Pusella Vinita Thera, a very well-known monk to us who's been with us for a few months. Now is back in Sri Lanka. Bante will cover the first and second Bojangas next Friday as well as next Sunday. So do please join us next week to discuss on the Bojangas. So with that, we've come to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing. Thank you, Bante, and have a pleasant day, one and all, and very good afternoon, Bante.